The Eastern Cape Liquor Board continue with its program of the Pens Down campaign, which started in East London last week. This is the second leg of this program here in Nelson Mandela Bay. If you remember, Nelson Mandela Bay is one of the areas which these Pens Down party are most prevalent in the area, in this area. That led to the deaths of many children and also some of those school children getting injured during this party. I don't know, in 2015 there was also another Pens Down party that took place in Utrecht that is currently known as Gqeberha, of which 3 children that were outside the tavern there that got injured. They were hit by stray bullet after gunmen opened fire to the patrons in that tavern. Those children were from a school called Ngqina in Utrecht. But fast forward again, in 2017 there was also another incident of which a taxi plowed to a group of children that were outside the tavern in Zwide location, of which 2 girls died during that incident, age 15, and also another teenager male which was also 19 years old. But recently we know there was also another incident of which took place in East London at Scenery Park at Enyobeni Tavern, of which 21 teenagers were found inside that tavern, dead inside that tavern. But the Eastern Cape Liquor Board has taken upon itself to say that enough is enough, and also started with this campaign. They've embarked on this campaign to discourage these school children from organizing and hosting these parties after they finishing writing their exams. But now I'm joined by this Eastern Cape CEO, Eastern Cape Liquor Board CEO, Dr. Makhala. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. If you can briefly tell us about this program that you are organizing here in the Eastern Cape.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. As Eastern Cape Liquor Board, after the incident at Enyobeni in June, we took an informed decision that we need to caution the students and also the liquor traders not to host these pens down parties, because the reason why we ended up having that incident at Enyobeni, it was because the children were actually celebrating the end of the exam. And they were celebrating that they finished their exams. So we said, as Eastern Cape Liquor Board, let us be proactive and ensure that these parties are not taking place in this season. So hence we decided to embark on these campaigns, and this is the second leg of it. We are rolling them out throughout the province. Next week we'll be in Queenstown, where we'll be saying no to pens down. We're not encouraging them, we're not promoting them, we don't want them to be held, and also we are cautioning the liquor traders not to host these, as these end up having fatalities.
These campaigns have been going on for quite a long time, but I've seen now there are a lot of schools that have gathered here for this campaign. What sort of message are you relaying to these school children, to these learners?
We are saying no to pens down. They mustn't hold this, because during these parties they ended up consuming a lot of alcohol. Remember, we are talking about school children here who are still underage, who are still under 18 years, who are not supposed to consume alcohol. Hence we are saying, as the institution, as Liquor Board, no to pens down, even also cautioning and warning the liquor traders not to host these parties.
Who's responsible for actually to prevent these children from going to these parties? Is this the responsibility of the parents? Is it the children that actually jumped out of the windows at night while the parents are asleep? Or is it the responsibility of the liquor traders to actually to say, if you're going to come to my establishment and then you want to buy alcohol, at least produce some form of identification?
Look, it's the responsibility of all of us. It's the responsibility of Liquor Board to actually educate the school children about not consuming alcohol at their age. It's the responsibility of the liquor traders not to sell liquor to the underage children. It's the responsibility of the parents to ensure that they look after they know about the whereabouts of so it's the responsibility of all the parties involved.
Doc, thank you so much for your time. That was the Eastern Cape CEO Liquor Board, Dr. Mcebisi. Just talking about this campaign that they have embarked on as the Eastern Cape Liquor Board, let's hopefully that the message will get across to some of these learners that have attended here, because we have seen the worst apparently, especially during these parties that have been hosted throughout this province. We're not going to have a repeat of what happened at Enyobeni Tavern earlier this year. On my side, back to you in studio.